Hello and welcome back to another episode of Smart Contact Crypto, where smart people come to contact crypto. Now, if you like making money in crypto, then welcome to the club. And if you think there's more to crypto than making money, then make sure you hit that like button, hit the little bell, and hit subscribe. Also like and comment, watch until the end. All of those help so much. And so thanks in advance. Now, we have a big time show today. Honestly, all the shows are big time shows. You have to be doing something really, really wrong for it not to be a big time show in crypto right now in 2022. The reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm doing this show is because I believe in journalism. I believe in politics. I believe in a better future. I believe in cryptocurrency. And I believe in rock and roll. So I've been obsessed with crypto for the past year, and that's why I'm going to take all of my skills and abilities and channel it into cryptocurrency so we can have a better future together. Smart contact, crypto, better future. And so thanks so much. Now, this is going to be my 5 things video. And what we're talking about as thing number 1, we're going to dive right in here. And I've said it before, I will say it again. As long as there is an ongoing war that we're heavily tied into, that's right around the NATO ally, that's involving NATO allies, that's right beside actual NATO members, we're going to talk about that as thing number 1. And there is a very, very, very juicy story that's come out. Woo! Excited to talk about this one. Okay, so our Russia-Ukraine story today is a beautiful one. It's something that I've been talking about for quite a while. So with no further ado, Russia is saying that they are going to accept Bitcoin payments. Bitcoin payments for oil and gas. So that's the bread and butter, the most important part of their economy is oil and gas. It's so bad that even some members of NATO are still buying it from them amid this horrible war, because that's all they know how to, that's where they get their oil, if they stop selling it to us, that would be even worse than, us supporting them. So it's crazy the way that war can work and the way that economic wars can work and everything like that. But the beautiful aspect of this is exactly what this show has been talking about, that crypto can bring peace. And let me dive a little bit more into this. So Russia said friendly countries like Turkey and China can pay for their oil and gas in Bitcoin, and unfriendly countries have to pay in the ruble. And so this is huge. This is enormous. So basically it's saying if you are a friend, if you are a member of our friend group, if you want special treatment, then Bitcoin's the way to go. Crypto is the way to go. That's amazing. And it's for so many reasons. I hope that this trend takes off. This is not something that has to be like, Russia versus the rest. No, every country and their allies should trade in Bitcoin. It makes more sense. And with the way that we've seen that the Russian ruble has been absolutely collapsing, I've watched many of these crypto videos. Many will say that the only way to make, and a lot of economists would say this too, that the only way to make a new currency used by the masses is to devalue your current currency to the point where it's just not usable. If the ruble is just not worth anything, then you're going to go to the trouble to figure out Bitcoin, because you don't want to just sit there and be like, yeah, I have nothing, rather than spend, an hour on your phone, figure out how to create a wallet, have a Bitcoin wallet, and then bam. And so fascinating, exciting story talking about fast, unbelievably fast government / institutional grade adoption. I mean, whew. And I'm going to take this moment now to also talk about a phrase that a lot of people in the crypto community like using. I mean, I've heard Altcoin Daily use it a million times exactly, 1 million times. What a lot of people in crypto, though, I hear it all over the place, is it happens slowly. And then all at once. Happens slowly. And then all at once. Okay, that's a term that was used by the Nazis. That is generally a Nazi term, that it happens slowly. The degradation of the Jewish people in Germany, and then all at once, they came out with these laws saying you can't leave and you can't live at home and all of this stuff. So anytime anyone says it happened slowly and all at once, I don't use that phrase because of its history. I just have to say it. This is Smart Contact Crypto. Now let's move on to point number 2. And I'm not gonna lie, that one was probably the most exciting story. I didn't even look at any of my notes. I mean, I'm gonna read one quick thing from my notes. This can bring about world peace. Okay, now let's move on to our second story here. Oh, and by the way, another thing I'd like to mention is we like to, on this channel, get a variety of sources. So in my 5 things video, we're not going to have 5 things from Forbes or CNBC or BBC or CNN or The Guardian or the Jacobin magazine. We're always going to have a variety of sources because we really do care about journalism here at Smart Contact. And now let's take a look at point number 2. Bitcoin, the headline of this article from Forbes is Bitcoin and crypto now braced for a $10 trillion earthquake as Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, and Cardano soar. Definitely a bullish headline. And I did some research, it's not like I got a YouTube channel or anything. So I did some research on this. And it was actually really interesting. I encourage everybody to do research on crypto. You don't have to have a YouTube channel to do it. I mean, see? Got a little scar here. I'm still doing my channel. And so let's get back to business. So basically, this article is about Larry Fink. Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager worth, like $10 billion. Let me see. I have it right here. I'm also going to have links to all of this down below, so you don't have to think like, oh, I don't have the links. Okay. It's either 10 billion or 10 trillion, and so since that's such a 10 trillion, BlackRock is worth $10 trillion, not 10 billion. Significantly more than 10 billion. And so Larry Fink is the CEO of this enormous company, and basically here's some things he said in the past. That Bitcoin is let's see, 5 years ago, what is this quote? It's something bad. It's like index of money laundering. You said Bitcoin is the index of money laundering. Now that is 5 years ago. So that's 2017. I mean, there was a big crash then. I can forgive that. And then just last year, he said that he wasn't interested. And because there was no demand, I have $10 trillion company. I'm not gonna, cryptocurrency, even at this point, is under $2 trillion. The entire cryptocurrency market cap is still under $2 trillion. It's mind-blowing. We are early. And even though I've only been in this space a year, other people have been in here much longer. Bitcoin used to be a few pennies. We're still early. So let's get back to this BlackRock story with Larry Fink. And so, the 2 things I said about him, okay, he sounds pretty bad. Well, he's totally switched his tune. He's saying that there is overwhelming demand and BlackRock is definitely going to partake. And I don't know if that 10 trillion earthquake he's talking about is BlackRock. But definitely some of this 10 trillion earthquake he's talking about is going to be from BlackRock. If not that the entire 10 trillion from the headline of this article was just referring to BlackRock. So yeah, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, Cardano are all soaring thanks to Larry Fink. A little bit more on Larry Fink. I always like to look into these influential, powerful people too. Kind of a pretty basic. I mean, he said he's always been a Democrat. His biggest what he donates the most money to is the NYPD, New York Police Department, very big on the police. Now, BlackRock is also the largest investor in weapons manufacturing through the U.S. aerospace. So that's another thing, aerospace and defense, ETF. BlackRock. So keep an eye on that. That sounds kind of bad, but Jamal Khashoggi, I don't know if you remember, but in 2018, he was an American journalist who was in the American embassy in Turkey, and the Saudi Arabian government officially, we now know, went into there and hacked him up. They murdered him alive by hacking him with a hacksaw piece by piece and carried him out in duffel bags. And so Larry Fink did not go to the Saudi Arabian investment conference that year. So all in all, I'm gonna say Larry Fink's an all right guy. And 69 years old, CEO of BlackRock. There are worse billionaires. And he's worth $1 billion. Okay, so that's enough on Larry Fink, hopefully for quite a while. Now let's get back to, that's enough on BlackRock. Let's talk Grayscale. I don't know what's next. Like a white scheme, got BlackRock, Grayscale, white slab. I mean, I don't know. But let's just get to Grayscale. Okay, Grayscale CEO breaks down new fund with ADA and Solana performance. And this is from a CNBC article. All of these links are going to be below. And basically, there's this guy named Michael Stothenheim. I'm probably not saying that 100% right, but he explains what smart contracts are, like in this video. Very basic. But here's what is going on in basically the story with the ADA and Solana performance. When you read that headline, you're like, oh, some people are choosing ADA, some people are choosing Solana, but no, it's not that at all. So basically, Grayscale is this company that offers smart crypto exposure without actually the investor having to buy cryptocurrency. And in this, he also talks about why people might want to do that rather than just buying the crypto. So it's an interesting little article. But what makes this particular new fund that they have created is you can sign up for now a new smart contract fund. So basically, you could gotten Grayscale Bitcoin, and you could have also gotten, and you can still get Grayscale Ethereum and Grayscale smart contracts, but now they've created one without Ethereum. So that's why they say ADA and Solana, those are two of the biggest smart contracts out there, but they're not up against each other, no. And the Grayscale themselves will balance it, trying to maximize the profits periodically, and that's their idea of benefit. You just get some of our smart contract product, and we'll do the rest. You'll see all the profits. You don't need to own any crypto. We'll own the crypto. You'll own the profits, and you'll also own the Black Fund, the Grayscale product. And so another interesting thing from it in the whenever you invest in this new Grayscale product, you can't take any money out of it. And apparently this is how Grayscale's worked for a while. So at first you can't trade anything, and that's all for investors. That's why they have these discounts and so on and so forth. And then eventually they will open it up to regular people, and that's where the liquidity comes in. And at that point, the people who have invested in it in the first place can sell. And so that's all just interesting stuff. And I encourage you to look into the article. Now I'm going to touch on this other one really quick. As you know, I'm a fan of Crypto.com. No, they don't sponsor me. I don't do anything sponsored. I've only been in this space for a year, and I just like Crypto.com despite their large 2.99% fee on making trades. I can get a lot of things on Crypto.com that I can't get other places in the United States, since we don't have Binance or FTX. We only have Binance US and FTX US. And so yeah, Crypto.com is like, you can get the most coins in a legitimate way in the USA. So I like Crypto.com. And with crypto, these unbelievably ridiculous and painful fees can be outweighed with the profits. And so it is what it is. And so basically, yes, they are coming to the United States. They are Singapore based. I think this is very bullish. I've been talking about this in previous videos about NATO allies versus non-NATO allies versus members of NATO. But again, it all needs to, I think crypto is going to bring us all together, as you've seen earlier in this video I discussed. And so that's definitely a cool thing. And just some more information on crypto.com. It was it was launched in 2016. It has about 2.8 million transactions per second. Typically, it's in the top 5 spot volume markets, and it spent over $7 million to buy the rights of the LA Staples Center and turn it to the Crypto.com arena. And so that's very interesting. You know, the UAE, United Arab Emirates, they recently got FTX and Binance. I'm sure they have much more friendly tax laws, capital gains tax. But, you know, you listen to Michael Saylor, he says that he's only going to be investing and using exchanges based in the United States. And he says it like, it's so matter of fact. He's like, this is where all the money is. I'm not, you know, of course, I'm going to go with Coinbase or, I mean, I think that's the one he listed, but the only one thing he clearly said was one from the United States. And he said, like Coinbase. And so with all these regulations coming, I like to see, I do feel a little more comfortable investing in one in the United States, because, you know, they're probably not going to go hard regulating against a United States company. And also the fact that Crypto.com can do this. You know, whenever somewhere's based, you know, outside of the United States, you're always wondering, could they even come here? And so I think it's cool, especially with their expanding Kronos blockchain. So just wanted to add that story in there. Another one I'm going to add, number 5, is going to be Janet Yellen, our favorite member of our government. She went on a rant the other day, but it's a very typical rant, you know, being like, crypto's the worst thing in the world. It's only for money laundering. We need to regulate it out of existence. It's the worst thing in the world. I was just like, oh, Janet Yellen, why do you got to Janet Yellen all the time? You're making everybody look bad. And then all of a sudden, something changed in her, you know, because she looks like she's 120, but for just a moment there, a glimmer came in her eye, and you could see, you know, the young woman with the spark of excitement back again. You know, a smirk appeared on her face, and her cheeks lifted, and she started to glow just for a second as she said, that there is actually so much coming in crypto, that the crypto is going to be like the new frontier. I definitely encourage you to look at the article. Sorry, I get these updates on my phone as I'm doing the video, because you know what it's like, and it glimmers up. But anyways, it's back to what I was just talking about. Janet Yellen this is the first time I've ever seen her heavily go pro crypto. I mean, not kind of, you know, it's like the forefront of innovation. You're so important. So times are turning, tides are changing, tables are flipping. So let's get down to business here with crypto. We need to be serious and have fun, because crypto, we can't mess this up. Crypto doesn't happen, you know, finance doesn't completely change across the planet and nothing happens. We need to make sure we do this right so we can bring people together in the most productive way possible. I am a democratic capitalist. That is not a Democrat. That is not a Republican. That is not a socialist. That is not a communist. That is not a fascist. I'm a democratic capitalist. I believe that we need to create an environment where capitalism can thrive. And I think cryptocurrency is a perfect landscape for that. And that's why I'm making these videos. So let's go over the cryptos that I've bought over the past week. As always, we have Polygon, Jasmy, I bought some back when it got down to 3 cents, or 3.5 cents. Cosmos, I bought some of that. I bought some Thetan Gems, I bought some BTT, and I bought some Covalent. And I sold some Polygon as well because I needed money, and I put that right on my Crypto.com card and used that. And I also sold a little bit of Luna because there's just more room for the other ones to rip, and I think that's what's going to be coming. So I didn't sell all my Luna by any means. I sold a tiny amount of Luna so I could invest in BTT, because I saw Filecoin was pumping. Filecoin and BTT do the same type of thing. They pulled Arweave is another one that does the same type of thing too, that I'm invested in. I've been invested in, not much, but a bit. And so, those are the ones I've invested in and sold. So now let's go over my prediction as well. Again, not financial advice. If I had financial advice, if I knew what was going to happen, I wouldn't care. I would give it to you. I'd get away with it too, because I'd know. But I don't. I don't have the... I can't see in the future. I'm not going to give financial advice whenever I don't have the answers. I'm not going to tell you something unless I know it. And but I will tell you this. My personal thesis, the Jonathan thesis, which is only based on my personal experience, it has been almost exactly 3 months up, 3 months down, 3 months up, 3 months down, 3 months up, 3 months down, where the end of the third month, it begins to go up. And so that's what I'm seeing, or down. And that's exactly what I'm seeing now. Okay, so the bottom since I've been in the market was late March, a year ago. And that's whenever I really got in. I got in a little before that in February. And then in May, July 21st, bam, another bottom. And then it ripped back up to all-time highs. And then exactly 3 months later, almost December, I think it was like December 17th, December 20th, something like that, crash-a-rooney, exactly 3 months, so, because it crashed again after rising in July, and then so it's just absolute, and then crashing in September, and then rising again, and 3 months later. And so that's what we've seen. This last crash was in December, late December, so now we're entering late March, and bam, like clockwork, in a creepy fashion, we are seeing it rise. So my theory is that it's going to rise for the next 3 months. We're probably going to see a strong April and May. Now, as everyone likes to know, the people that are moving these markets are not retail. This is going to be the investors, and investors are not getting in to lose money and to give it to all the, moon boys in the back. They are doing it for their own profit, to make their own investments profitable for them and their companies, their governments, there's whatever it may be. We've got so many people coming into the space, and so it's so important to take profits. But I do believe that we are on the way up for the next at least April and some of May. I do intend to take some profits along the way, and then there's probably going to be another nasty crash. But I do not believe we're in a crypto winter yet, and I'll tell you why. So there's a stock to flow model, which I encourage you to look at, and it oftentimes explains, like near the top, whenever people are most greedy, we talk about a new dichotomy of money and how everything's going to change with money. And Lark Davis, a fan that I'm a fan of his. I watch his show. It's been on for quite a while, and he oftentimes uses the change in the dichotomy of money as his key signal for when there is whenever we've reached the top of a market. Well, Lark Davis, in like the same sentence, like in every video that he's said that in recently, he also adds, he'll be like, whenever you start hearing people are doing the new dichotomy of money, then you know that it's gone too far. It's gone too far. And then like later on, it'll be like, this really is the new dichotomy of money. Everything's now can be used with Bitcoin. We don't need fiat anymore. And so, I mean, it's just... And he's not the only one, but he's brave enough to put out videos and say what he believes. And I just want to point out that that's a good example of how people can say, we're at the top, we're not at the top, here's signs of the top, here's signs of not the top. I think we could definitely go lower. I think we will go lower, but I think we're on the way up right now. And I definitely would be careful with your shorts going into April. I want to thank everybody so much for watching this video, for liking this video. We have a lot of changes coming. We have a lot of growth coming. We're gonna do those man on the street videos. I'm thinking to break these 5-piece videos up into singular points so that we can have shorter videos, make it a little easier on my editor, who I thank so much for being there with me the whole way. My name is Jonathan. This is Smart Contact Crypto. Please leave some kind of a comment, saying, hey, Jonathan, you're great. Hey, Jonathan, quit now. Whatever you want to say, as well as any direction you'd like this to go. Because, yeah, you're early in crypto, but you're even earlier into Smart Contact Crypto. Your rock and roll friend, Jonathan, who has a history in politics as well as journalism, who's obsessed with crypto. We're all going to get through this together. Thanks so much, and have an awesome rest of your day.